Dave Allen knocks out Johnny Fisher in the 5th round at the Copper Box Arena in London to become the new WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Wow. I told you so. I told you so. If you watched my fight prediction, which is still on my channel, go and watch it. Do you know what I mean? I broke down the fight. I did tell people, I did say that, listen, Dave Allen is going to get the job done early this time. He's going to knock him out in the 5th round. That's exactly what I said, man. I said Dave Allen is going to knock out Johnny Fisher in the 5th round. Because you know what? Dave Allen could not afford to allow this fight to go to the judges' scorecard. Because you know what? Johnny Fisher was the home fighter. They would have gave him the decision. Do you know what I mean? I already think, you know, not just me, but the majority of boxing fans believe that Dave Allen won the first fight back in December 2024. Dave Allen won that fight. He scored a knockdown. He dominated majority of that fight. We thought he won. So when he lost, I'm like, mate, funny. It smelled funny. That result was a bit stinky. Do you know what I mean? So this time around, I said, yo, Dave Allen is going to get him out of there early. And that's exactly what happened, man. It's exactly what happened. Some people, I heard some people saying, yo, Johnny Fisher's going to win. He learned his lessons from the first fight. He's the better boxer. Dave Allen's coming in a bit too heavy. Do you know what I mean? He's a bit too big. He's going to be slower. Do you know what I mean? He's going to get outboxed. I heard all of that. But for me, I thought, nah, man, the extra weight is only for him to try and get Johnny Fisher out of there early, man. Do you know what I mean? It was only for him to get Johnny Fisher out of there early. And that's exactly what he did. Listen, Johnny Fisher, yeah, he got found out last December against Dave Allen. Listen, no disrespect. Dave Allen is my guy. Do you know what I mean? I'm a fan of Dave Allen. Do you know what I mean? I like his story. Do you know what I mean? I like his upbringing. Do you know what I mean? The graft, the blood, sweat, and tears. Do you know what I mean? Like, not a lot of people have given Dave Allen the opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Like he's way down the pecking order in terms of like the whole landscape in the British heavyweight boxing. Do you know what I mean? He's not a fighter that is like very marketable or promoters are really pushing him. Do you know what I mean? He's not that guy. You know, he's not that guy. Like, he's not on top of the queue. Do you know what I mean? Or in front of the queue, whatever you say. Do you know what I mean? For a world title show, even a British title show. People don't look at him like that. People look at Dave Allen like kind of like a gimmicky type of fighter. Like, they know he works hard, yeah? They know he comes to fight. But ultimately, when it comes to pure boxing skill, like, people ain't respecting Dave Allen. Do you know what I mean? Even with that victory against Johnny Fisher, I'm still not convinced like Dave Allen's like some type of superior boxer. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like Johnny Fisher is not at the levels, man. He is not at the level. Johnny Fisher is not that guy, man. He ain't got no punch resistance, which is something that in the heavyweight division, if you want to get far, you need to have punch resistance, man. You need that. Johnny Fisher ain't got that. Do you know what I mean? Dave Allen, like, whenever Dave Allen touched him, like, he looked worried. He looked worried. Do you know what I mean? How you can't go far in the heavyweight division with no chin. Do you know what I mean? We've seen other fighters like AJ. People call AJ chinny, but look how far AJ was able to go in his career before he started getting knocked out. Do you know what I mean? AJ went far. He won world championships before he started getting found out. Johnny Fish is getting found out at the lower levels, man. He ain't even reached like British levels yet. Do you know what I mean? He ain't won British titles or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, he got found out, man. He got found out and he got smoked. And he deserves it. It's a great learning curve for him, yeah. I wish him the best. I wish like he can come back from this. But really and truly, yeah, I don't see how Johnny Fisher comes back or who he fights next. They have to give him like a journeyman next just to build up his confidence, because in the heavyweight division, in British heavyweight division, he's got no chance against anyone in the top 50. They'll smoke the kid, man. He's 26 years old, yeah. Great lad, yeah. I appreciate that. But in boxing, you need to be a savage. You need to be a savage. And I'm sorry, Johnny Fisher, he ain't got that dog in him, bro. He ain't got that dog in him. He ain't got it. We seen it. Listen, when Dave Allen stepped it up, Johnny Fisher he couldn't do nothing about it, man. No chin, no punch resistance, no resilience. He was out of there, man. In the 5th round, like, just before the belt, he got clamped on his way down, yeah. And obviously, listen, the corner had to throw in the towel because my man was done. He was done out there. There was no point keeping him out there. He was done. He was roasted. Do you know what I mean? He was brown toast after that, you know? But listen, one thing I can say about the fight, listen, Johnny Fisher did start off well. He did well. Do you know what I mean? He learned some lessons from the December fight. Do you know what I mean? He was jabbing, he was moving, going to the body, lovely. Some of the body shots were low, though. Some of the body shots from Johnny Fisher were low. I don't know how the referee was allowing that. Again, I'm there scratching my head like, yo, ref, how are you allowing those low blows, man? Do you know what I mean? So Johnny Fisher was doing well. Like, first 4 rounds, he was doing well. But you know what? We knew what was going to happen. It was almost like a carbon copy of the first fight. As soon as you go to the 5th round, and Dave Allen started landing, mate, the reactions from Johnny Fisher was just worried. He was just worried. He was panicking. He didn't know what to do. I'm like, yo, bro, don't you spar? Have you never been wobbled in spar? Like, don't you know how to weather the storm? No experience whatsoever. No ring craft whatsoever. You know, some fighters that when you're in trouble, you can hold, you can do things, slow it down, mate. Johnny Fisher wasn't doing any of that. He was just getting punched up, man. Do you know what I mean? And big up to Dave Allen, man. Do you know what I mean? I like that underdog story. I like those fighters that everyone kind of like marginalized, like everyone kind of forgets about them, and they get a win like this. I love it for them. I love it for them because I see like firsthand, I see boxers at the lower level. Do you know what I mean? Area fighters, like, because I'm in the gym, I coach, I'm around fighters, like, I can see it. I can see his hard work, man, selling tickets, trying to get people to come to your fights, getting sponsors. Do you know what I mean? Like, working 9 to 5, paying coaches. Like, it's a tough world down there, man. Do you know what I mean? Everyone thinks like boxers all get paid like Mayweather, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. Nah, man. Canelo Alvarez. Nah, not everyone's making. That's like 10% of boxers. If that. I say 5% of boxers get paid the millions and millions. The rest of them, they're out here, they're doing 2 jobs, man. 2, 3 jobs just to fund their boxing lifestyle, man. It's hard out here. So when I see a Dave Allen in his story, I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? The interesting thing now, both guys are 1-1, right? Johnny Fisher's 1-1. Dave Allen has 1-1. Now they asked Dave Allen, listen, there's a rematch clause for Johnny Fisher. So would you go for that trilogy? And Dave Allen said something very interesting. He said, nah, man, he doesn't want a trilogy. Do you know what I mean? He wants Johnny Fisher to go back and kind of rebuild himself. Do you know what I mean? Take another fight, go another route, because like he doesn't want to hurt him again. Do you know what I mean? He got a beating in there. He's a savage knockout. Do you know what I mean? He got rocked in there and he's no good. And me personally, I wouldn't want to see Johnny Fisher go back in there with Dave Allen, because I think Dave Allen will clamp him again. Dave Allen just has his number. Dave Allen was in there with no fear. And Dave Allen, this is a fight with 7 defeats on his record. He's been stopped a couple of times. Do you know what I mean? If he doesn't fear you, if he feels like he can just walk you down and knock you out, mate, you are probably not cut up to make it to the top in boxing. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? As much as I respect Dave Allen, but he's not the most skilled, man. And if he's taking care of you, mate, your career does not look prosperous. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to mince my words. Do you know what I mean? So Dave Allen, he doesn't want to do he doesn't want to do the trilogy with Johnny Fisher. And I respect that. That's his mate. They're friends. They get on well outside the ring. He doesn't want to see him get hurt. Do you know what I mean? But the world is the oyster for Dave Allen now, because now he's going to go back up in Sheffield. He wants to headline a card up in Sheffield. You know, Eddie Hearn is probably going to make that happen because now, all of a sudden, Dave Allen is very marketable. Now he's the people's champion. Now everyone's talking about him. Do you know what I mean? Now everyone looks at Dave Allen like, yo, he's courageous. He comes to fight. He's brave. He can bang now. Listen, he's always been about that. He was just never really looked at favorably by promoters and fans. Do you know what I mean? But he's always had heart. He always come there and gave a good fight. But the thing is, he was fighting like boxers, fighters at a higher level, higher caliber of quality. That's why he was losing. Do you know what I mean? So that says a lot about Johnny Fisher, who a lot of these promoters, especially Eddie Hearn, and a lot of the fans had their hopes on. But he's not that guy. He's not about that life. Johnny Fisher's not about that life. That's why he got knocked out. He got smoked. Do you know what I mean? He has to go back, rebuild. They have to give him a few journeymen just to give him his confidence back. And then about next 18 months, we'll see where he's at. Do you know what I mean? But once again, man, congratulations. Congratulations to Dave Allen. What's next for Dave Allen? Maybe a Frazier Clark? Do you know what I mean? Maybe. David Adelaide? Maybe. Someone like that. Chikeva? Maybe. One of those type of fighters. Give him that opportunity. Let him fight in Sheffield. Joe Joyce? That'll be a decent scrap in Sheffield. Do you know what I mean? You know, they'll sell out a stadium or an arena up there in Sheffield. They make good money as well. So, listen, all the best with Dave Allen. Once again, congratulations to him. That was a great fight. Do you know what I mean? Guys and girls, let me know in the comments what you think, man. Who did you predict to win? I know a lot of you had Johnny Fisher winning, so don't change now. Do you know what I mean? I know you. I see you in the comments. If you lie, I'm going to call you out on it. Let me know also what you think, what you thought about the fight. Great fight. Was you expecting that? Or was you expecting like the fight to go a distance? Or was you expecting the fight to finish as it did with a knockout? Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. I'm your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Please don't forget to smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because that's the only way you're going to help us to grow. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.